Hi, it's Loren Lockman from the Tanglewood Wellness Center. And I'm here this evening. It's a lovely Friday evening, the 3rd of October, I think.
Yes.
It's our last night. You guys take off tomorrow. We close tomorrow after 9 weeks open. And you guys complete your 4-week process here and head on off on more adventures. You guys came here together.
Yes.
Right? So what was it that made you decide to do what most people think is a crazy, radical, stupid thing to do?
First of all, we started with working with Gail, going raw 4 months ago.
Okay, so 4 months ago you began coaching Gail on her journey. Now you've been eating a raw vegan diet yourself for a couple of years.
Almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years, okay. And so 4 months ago you guys met and you offered to coach Gail?
Yeah, we actually met in January.
Okay.
And decided to work together as business partner.
Right.
And I was eating healthy and I wanted to help her and she wanted to be coached.
To be helped.
Yeah, to be helped.
Good.
Needed help.
Yeah. So, I went home to her in Canada and spent 2.5 months.
Mm-hmm.
But I left for my brother, so she had like 3 weeks to do it her own.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a ticket to Costa Rica because I had to book something out from Canada when we flew from Norway. So and I said like I really want to experience the water fast.
I see.
And I think that's like my goal was to take her on a journey without doing my mistakes. Like I wanted her to be the testimonials for our business and transformation.
I would say that's going fairly well.
And people said, oh, but she can't go fully raw, she can't do this, she can't do this and this and this. And I said, I think she can do that.
Of course.
And she decided to go fully raw for 1 month.
Mm-hmm.
And now she has been in it for
4 months. And I've seen the pictures.
Yes.
Amazing transformation.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
I've lost about 60 pounds.
You've lost 60 pounds. And that's significant. But I don't think the weight is the biggest part of it.
No, I wanted to regain my health.
Right.
I wanted
Right.
to
So
be healthy.
you and so far, how does it feel?
Feels great.
Yeah. Good. So now, and how much had you lost before you got here a month ago?
I had lost about 30 pounds before,
Okay.
I guess,
All right.
in 25 years.
Okay. Terrific. So you'd already done a tremendous amount.
Mm-hmm.
You lost another 25 or 30 pounds in the last 4 weeks. And what else has shifted for you?
I had psoriasis for 20 years.
Okay.
I had it on my scalp and a few other places.
Right.
And it's 90% disappeared.
Terrific. Your skin looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
Glowing. Beautiful.
Yeah. That was a big relief for me to
I can
have
imagine.
it healed because, doctors say that it's incurable.
Right.
I don't believe those things anymore.
No. Yeah, I've seen that over and over again myself. Terrific. What else? Anything else?
Well, the weight's been nice.
Of
It's been
course.
nice to do that, but
Of course.
just the feeling of being clean,
Mm-hmm.
of eating clean or not eating for 21 days and then eating just a clean, healthy diet.
Before you met Michelle, or before you started talking about fasting, did you ever think you could go 21 days without eating?
God, no. I didn't think I could skip a meal.
Yeah.
No, I know I could skip meals. I skipped lots of lunches.
Yeah.
And then doubled up on suppers.
Right.
But, I didn't think that I could go a day.
Yeah. And how was it for you?
It was a lot easier than I expected.
Yeah. Now, let's just be clear with everybody here. When you got here, we were still pretty close to full, right? I think we were full.
Yeah.
In fact, we were actually over full
Yeah,
for,
we were.
for a week. We had 2 extra people than we had space for. We accommodated them, but you saw a lot of people have a much more difficult time than you did.
Oh, yeah.
So, I just want to be clear. It'd be great to just interview everyone that had an easy time, and it was easy, nothing to it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's not always the case.
No, but that was an opportunity to actually step even deeper inside.
Yeah.
To be more conscious and see what people were going through.
Right.
When they had a tough period, you could compare towards them, and actually, instead of just seeing people doing so fine,
Right.
then it was easy when you had a tough time to be grateful for how easy it was.
Sure. Sure. Yeah, that's a good perspective. I mean, it gives you perspective when you can see what 14, 15, 18 other people have gone through or are going through while you're doing the same thing. So you're absolutely right.
And it was really nice to come here and see actually people already being in the process, because the most fear is in the beginning.
Sure.
So when you saw that, someone did 30 days, 35, was almost doing 40,
Right.
then it was like, okay, 7 days is, okay, that's
Right.
nothing.
Right. Yeah, again, it does give you some perspective, doesn't it? Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah. Amazing how that works. Good. So we know what was going on for Gail. How about you? You wanted to experience it fast, but what were you hoping to accomplish?
I wanted to have the experience because I coach people, and I have done it almost since I started. There was a lot of people who came, they saw me become happier, shine more. I have been reading a lot about water fasting, juice cleanses, green smoothie diets, raw gourmet diets, and everything. And I was eating really simple before. I did a lot of juice and smoothies and simple salads, but never water fast. So I wanted to experience that because so many people promote it, but I have never seen or heard someone actually doing it or met someone who have done it.
Right.
So I wanted to do that before I start recommend that to people.
Of course.
I wanted to have the experience myself.
I appreciate that integrity. There are a lot of people who recommend things they've never actually experienced.
Yeah. And I have met a lot of people out there. And yeah, I saw you actually as a great mentor in the beginning when I saw your videos, because I have a friend who was watching you. I had some resistance because it was so simple.
Sure.
And I wanted to use...
It's got to be more complicated.
Yeah, I wanted to have my juice machine, my blender. I was looking forward to invest in a Vitamixer and all that kind of stuff. A dehydrator. And it was like, no, I can't only eat one fruit. But then when I started to eat more and more morning meals, and I was watching you again, and I saw, but I resonate with this person now. And yeah, I reached out to you, and you were always really nice to comment on, all the comments on the YouTube videos, and Facebook responded, and I felt like, I just wanted to come here and experience it. And also make it even, I started to question that juice machine and blender and everything. So, and now I think my diet's going to be even more simple.
Even simpler.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. And tonight we made a couple dressings with a blender.
Yeah.
You can still use a blender.
Yeah, absolutely.
You just
But
don't
not
have to
every
live by the
day.
blender, right? Exactly. Well, good. So, overall, was this a good experience for you?
For me, it was an amazing experience.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, I learned a lot about people. I learned a lot about myself.
Mm.
A lot of emotional detoxing.
Yeah.
And I learned that I'm stronger than I thought. I didn't know if I could go 21 days, and I just took it day by day. And like I say, I didn't feel hungry like I thought I would.
Yeah.
I had some thoughts of food, but not the hunger pains. So
Yeah.
that was surprising to me, that you can actually survive, thrive, have energy, not feel sick. I was actually expecting a lot more healing crisis, because when I when I changed to raw food, when we did a watermelon cleanse, I had some detox symptoms. And every time I did, I complained to Michelle, I had a headache or I had this and that. He's like, that's good. And I just want to...
Right. And of course, again, detox symptoms do occur for people. You just didn't have very many of them.
They do.
Yeah.
So I was, coming here thinking, okay, well, whatever does happen, it's good, because it means that something's happening in my body. I didn't come and think, oh, that's horrible if I have a pain or an ache or I don't feel well, that this is part of the healing process. So.
Right. And I'm so grateful when people have that understanding already. It makes my job a lot easier.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You have to heal on the inside to be function in the world. Like, it's
No doubt about it. I don't know if you guys experienced this, but when I first fasted myself nearly 25 years ago, it really shifted everything for me. Not just because of the powerful effects of cleansing and healing my body, because it allowed me to see everything from a different perspective. I mean, once some deeply held, treasured belief, once we realize that's not true, it kind of opens the door to looking at everything from a different perspective.
Yeah.
Did some of that occur for you?
Yeah, you have seen me crying here like almost every day.
I wasn't going to bring that up, but
like gratitude and like...
You owe me an extra $500 for Kleenex.
Yeah. The great, first of all, like all people, there is a lot of people have supporting me. I have done not a lot of Facebook posts, but I have been there and people, family have supported me.
Yes.
Facebook, Skype, sometimes. And I'm really grateful for that. But the whole experience here with you, and you know that I wanted to quit after 17 days also, but that was only my ego, my fear of being successful, because this is the biggest thing I have ever done in my whole life.
Congratulations.
I finished something.
Yeah. That won't be the truth, the case for very long. No. I'm sure you will go on to do much bigger, much more magnificent things. This is amazing, and I have tremendous respect for anybody who does this process. Is willing to take responsibility, and is willing to do something that's difficult and not very well accepted by most people in order to take care of themselves. But I also know that you're capable of creating so much more.
Yeah.
And you will.
And also one big thing is actually for people who want to do this, that the most resistant people out there is usually the persons who are closest to you.
Yes. Often.
Like family, they ask you, are you crazy? You're gonna die, you can't survive of this, you only water for 21 days. I had a discussion with her mom, for example, and that was really interesting. I love her mom, but Yeah, it was like she said, yeah, oh, this young man, he's brainwashing you, and like, yeah, it was really fun, but that's something I really want to point out, that if you have ever thought about the water fast and you feel it, just do it. Like, don't listen to anyone, and that's the same thing if you want to get the healthiest possible you, just do it. Like, don't listen to other people. Start educating yourself and just go for it and keep on that like path.
One thing I'd like to mention too is I really appreciated the 11 o'clock meetings every day.
Yeah.
There was a lot of information. It was very interactive, open, lots of opportunities to ask questions over the period of time.
Good.
I like that our vitals were taken every day, so that made everybody feel a little better.
Yeah.
You report home, our numbers are good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I thought that you were very attentive to people and very available. Very available.
Well, thank you. You know, as you guys know, this can be challenging sometimes. I certainly am far from perfect, but do the best I can.
Yeah.
No, I felt well taken care of here.
Okay, I'm glad.
That's being perfect when we do the best we can.
I know what you mean, and I appreciate that very much.
Yeah. Like,
my goal is to have everybody feel well taken care of and have an amazing experience. And it happens a lot. Unfortunately, as you guys know, it doesn't always happen. And I'm not sure it ever can.
You can't please everybody.
No. Some people are very difficult to please.
But we're happy
yeah,
and grateful.
yeah, wonderful.
Well,
And the reading.
That's been great. You know, it's been wonderful for me. I'm so glad you guys were interested and open to it, because it's, as I mentioned, it's something I used to do. And it's been a while since I've even had the book in my possession.
Yeah.
Love Without Conditions.
Wonderful book.
Paul Ferrini, terrific. He's when this book was published, which has been a while, because I've had it now for quite a few years, he'd already published something like 40 books. I don't know how many more he might have written, if he's even still writing, I don't know.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Meditation. Yeah. A lot of good memories from here.
Good.
And some less good, but still experience that you always grow from. So.
Yeah, well, yes. You know, it's virtually impossible to bring. Let's talk about everybody. You know, let's talk about the staff.
Staff's amazing.
Staff is awesome, but what I mean is, you know, if we take all the people that were here as clients, and we take me and the staff, we had at our highest point, we had 22 or 23 people here, including the staff, right? You don't really interact much with the gardeners, but they're here, their energy is here.
Yeah.
Everybody's co-creating. So we had 22 or 23 people in the mix. I don't know that it's possible to have that many people in one place without having some friction sometimes, without having some conflicts. And so things come up. It's an amazing opportunity for everybody involved, although, needless to say, some people don't avail themselves of the opportunity. But you guys did. I think you took everything in stride, and I think you were mature enough to understand that there are things that are going to happen. And, you know, again, the question is always, okay, now A, what's my role in this? And B, what can I learn from this? Right? How can I forgive myself for judging, right? Whatever might be going on. I mean, I don't know if it came up for you, but it's come up for me quite a bit in the last month. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
There's always opportunities to take a walk, to get away. You know, the common area is great here, but the gardens are beautiful, so you can always find a spot if you need to be alone, or just go for a walk, or just change the scenery. It's great
we
scenery.
are blessed with a magnificent location. Just the stream, I mean, just the forest at the bottom of the property is beautiful. It's
And well taken care of.
And in my opinion, the best papaya I have ever tried in my whole life.
yeah.
I could agree with that.
So wonderful. But is there anything that you want to, like, that you can pull out from us in?
No, I think you guys have done a great job. There's nothing else in particular. I wanted, you know, I'm happy to have people say whatever it is they'd like to share. So.
No, I just want to share, like, the raw food thing. Like, that's something, like, that it can be so even easier to live.
Yeah.
Without, like, it can be so simple. And
Well, as you guys may or may not know, because you weren't in my kitchen until this evening. I probably don't spend more than 10 minutes a day in there. So basically, I walk in, I get a watermelon, slice it up, go eat it somewhere. Get a papaya, cut it in half, scoop out the seeds, and eat it. It doesn't. I don't spend any time preparing food. I spent more time preparing food tonight than I have in the last 2 months. It's combined.
Yeah, and that's also something that I think is what we did.
We did a lot this summer.
Yeah, but I was eating, like I said, really simple, not gourmet or anything. I have never used a dehydrator. Or we bought one, but that was the first time I used it.
Yeah.
Because I thought, my mind was thinking, okay, people saying, oh, you can't transition, so I have to make, how do you say, compromising for her.
Sure.
But the thing was, after a while, I started thinking, no, if I met, for example, a mentor or a coach like you, I wouldn't want to go gourmet raw food and jump where you are. I would take the shortcut because I know, he is doing a great job.
Yeah.
So that's the opportunity for me. So I changed back. No, we're not going to do any gourmet raw food here. You stick to what I eat, the simple food. Yeah. And now it's even like, I celebrate because it's so easy now. It's like,
it's wonderful.
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
And I think you guys are both clear about this. There's nothing wrong with transitioning. It's simply that, as you said, we don't have to go that way. We can take a shorter route if people are ready for that. You were obviously ready for that, right?
With guidance. With
no,
it would
exactly.
have been a little more harder on my own.
Oh,
yeah. Michel there.
Absolutely. It's much, much harder when you're trying to figure it out on your own. I mean, there are so many questions because you heard some of the questions tonight from someone who's only been here for a week who, how do you get enough protein? And that's emblematic. That's truly the emblem. But there are so many other questions that all stem from all these beliefs we've been ingrained with. And so when you're trying to switch and you really believe that, but I have to make sure I get enough of this, and I have to enough of that, and enough of that.
Well, I looked at Michel when I met him, and he was very healthy, very vibrant. His eyes just sparkle, and I said, I want what he's got.
Right.
And he said, it's really simple. Do what I do.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's true. It's true. And you just took the express route.
Yes.
Because what you had accomplished in those first 3 months, I'm sure, was incredibly life-changing. But what you've just done and what's going to happen for you over the next 6 weeks is going to take it to a whole other dimension, literally. So, awesome job, you guys. Really, tremendous. I look forward to seeing you both again, to hearing about what you're up to, because again, I'm expecting to see some amazing things come up as a result of what you're doing. I know many people are going to be positively impacted by the work that you're going to be doing together.
Thank you.
I look forward to seeing that.
Thank you.
A pleasure.